want you guys to pay attention. You know, we see like the Perry Masons and, you know, all these different court cases on TV where you hear people raising their voice and being dramatic. To tell us whether they are going to be separating those charges. This is not one of those that this is guilty or not guilty. This is a court hearing related. At first, I did think that they were discussing the change of venue in this. And then as we were listening, it was not about that. It's about separating the charges and having two separate court cases, one for the murder of this child and another case for the lying to law enforcement multiple times related to the investigation aspect of this case. They're trying to separate those charges. You know, knowing the legal process a little bit better than the normal person, there's such things as called stacking charges. So how the stacking of the charges work is that the more charges you have and you can stack, the lengthier your sentence is when they wouldn't normally be that lengthy if they were separated. So there's such things as called stacking charges. So how the stacking of the charges work is that the more charges you have and you can stack, the lengthier your sentence is when they wouldn't normally be that lengthy if they were separated. So I think what the attorney here for Megan Boswell is trying to do is separate those cases to avoid that stacking of charges. Because even if they were tried together, she could be found guilty of one, but not the other in a normal court proceeding. The reason for this, in my mind, I could be wrong, but the reason for this, in my mind, understanding the criminal process, is to avoid that stacking of charges and providing even a lengthier sentence than she would normally get if all those charges were separated. Now, everybody, the defense attorney, the prosecutor, are typically very respectful of each other. They're very calm. They show the court's respect in these settings, and that's what we got to experience today with this case. But what I'm looking for in this case is any tidbit of information on the processes law enforcement's using, because those processes, it's the standard operating procedure. So what we're seeing here is if they're using this process in this case, guess what? They will be using that process in the Summer Wells case. And so knowledge is power, especially for people like me and you to understand what is going on behind the scenes. This is a great look in to that crystal ball, so to speak, to see what's going on in the case and what has been transpiring, most likely in the Summer Wells case that we're not seeing, related to law enforcement, related to TBI. This is a great tool to use to get a little insight on, if you will, into the Summer Wells case, even though it's not directly related. If you guys know, the Summer Wells case is in Hawkins County, the adjoining county where Kingsport is. We've heard a lot about Kingsport, right? We've heard about the water hole, we've heard about the hippie house, we've heard about Catch 22. That's all in Kingsport, which is Sullivan County. When we did our protest in front of Don Wells' job, right? That was in Sullivan County. So very close in conjunction wherever what happened to Summer happened. And I keep wondering, did they take notes from this case? Because this would have been, even though it's not a national case where people like me from Florida and around the country would have heard too much about this case, between Hawkins County and Sullivan County, I can guarantee people, when this case was breaking, were paying very close attention to it.